Hello, my dear students. How are you all? I hope you all are doing fine. So let us start today's class. So students, let me share my screen first. Students, what do you think what we have done in previous class? Remember what we have done in previous class? Yes. So we were doing MS Word. Okay. So today we will be pursuing further. So students, you have to see in the camera and tell me what you are answering from this. Like we were doing the text. Now tell me what this text is depicting to you. In spite of leaving this color option, just tell me how this text is written. What are you observing? This text is written on the left hand side and then the center and then the right. Isn't it? So what we call to this? Any ideas, students? Now I have, used the notebook so that you can have idea that left is starting from here and center is from here and the right is from here. So what do we call this style of writing? Any idea? I'm assuming few of you can answer it well. So we call them as alignments. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do in today's class in case of Word, that is alignments in MS Word. So where do we use alignments in MS Word? This is what we would be learning about today. Okay, so these are the learning outcomes for today. You would be able to define the meaning of alignments in MS Word. Then you would be appreciating the alignments used. Then you would be analyzing the use of alignments in MS Word document. Then you can insert the paragraph borders, which we would be doing further. And again, you could list the various patterns used in the borders of MS Word. Okay. So students, what is alignment? Alignment is actually arranging the text in a line that gives some margin on the both the sides, like on the left hand side, right hand side. You can see in this notebook that the text is written on the right hand side and left hand side. So it is basically the margins, we could say, they those are written in this way so that we could have an idea. This cursor has been moved further. Let me tell you about the left alignment. That is basically the default one, because we in an Indian style we usually write and start from the left hand side, so we could say that it is a by default one. So about the second one, that is the center. Like in the center we write the text in the center. When do we write in the center, students? What do you think? When do we write the text in the center? Most of the times when we are able to, we want to give some headings to some text, isn't it? Then only we use it. After that also, sometimes we like to give the partition to the paragraphs, and we like to give the highlight to that paragraph. Then again also we use center text. After that, what about the right hand side? Right hand side is also about the giving making our eye catchy text. If we want the text to be highlighted in the right hand side, then we use it. Also sometimes we use, attach some pictures on the right hand side, left hand side. This is also alignment where we use to give some dimension. Okay, and the last one is justify. Like sometimes we see that the notebooks or in the MS Word, people write text in some pattern which is not looking so organized, isn't it? So for giving that organization to that text, we use justify tag. As you can see from the icon, only the text is properly starting from the left hand side to the right hand side, whereas in the left hand side you can see it is starting from left, but the right hand side is not very clear. And in the center we can see that the text is totally in the center, whether it is starting from left to right, but the text is totally into center. And about the right hand side, again it goes same. Okay, so justify is for organizing the data, or we can say that giving the equal spacing from left hand side and right hand side also. Okay, students. So I hope now you have understood about the alignment ones. So this is an output. It is an idea for you to understand about the left hand side. You can see from the left hand side it is starting, but right hand side it is not that organized. But and in the second condition it is centered, where the text is in a center, but from a left and right hand side it is again not organized. In the right hand side you can see the text is totally spaced on the right hand side but not clear on the left hand side. Okay, so the justify is the looking the most beautiful one, that is in a proper organized manner. The text is totally starting from the left hand side to the right hand side, and it is margined in a proper linings. Okay, so we can say that justify is for giving the equal spacing on both the sides. You can see the options are here. We used MS Word. Now we would be exploring in the next in just few minutes only. We would be exploring in on the MS Word, where these alignments are given. Like these are small icons. First is the left hand side, then center, then right hand side, and then the justification. That is the justify one. We would be using all of these four. Okay, so it was just an idea for you to understand about the same. So now I have given you idea about the alignments in MS Word. So what do you think? Why do we need it? Like what could be the other reasons for doing so? I'm giving you a few seconds. You can think about it. Yes. So I hope you all are also thinking about the same reasons, that it looks well organized for the, let me write the points here so that you can have more, you can think about it till then. I am writing the text over here. Yeah. So what are the needs for writing in alignment? For organization, we could say, for attractive writing, we could say. We could also that say that like for highlighting the main points. Okay, sometimes you know, and on the exam time you used to highlight the text or the important questions or sentence you want to highlight. You do the same thing. Similarly, if we are giving some alignments, we can write on the left hand side and right hand side. We can differentiate between the important ones and the less important ones. And center is used again for um, giving headings to the paragraph. Okay, so this is how we can use the alignment. These could be the uses for the same. Okay, so let us continue with the, okay, so this screen share has been stopped. Let me share it again. Okay, yes. So students, now we have to see how much you have understood about the same. So here's a question in front of you. How many type of alignments are there? Now I have explained you the alignments and the types of alignment are there. What do you think? How many alignments are there? Yes, I'm giving you a few seconds. You can think about that. Yes. Okay, so I hope you have unpaused the video after pausing it. So let me explain you. Like first of all, we did about the left hand side, left alignment, then we did about the right alignment, then we did about the center alignment. Again, there is another one, that is justify. So we would be concluding that there are four alignments. So we would be ticking to the last option. The last option would be the appropriate answer. The four alignments would be there. Okay. Yes. So students, what are you reading and inferring from this line? If we want to highlight the text, okay, and give it a proper margin, what could we use then? Now we have discussed about the alignments. If I ask you to give the alignments, we already given alignments, okay, what else? If we want the text to be looking in a proper manner, in a justified manner, so what we would be doing? What do you think about that? Yes, I'm again giving you a few seconds. You can think about that. Like, can we give some boundary to the pages? word file pages we have created. What do you think about that? Like in the some books also, you might have noticed the same in the starting or wherever they have given some borders to the text. Have you always noticed that? You might have, definitely. So this is what we could do is we could give the borders to the same. To the borders, we use same kind of borders in MS Word also, because whenever we have to print some books, we write everything on MS Word and Word file. Then only we make the printouts of that and convert it. The books are coming from this text only, so we give borders to the same. Okay, if you have noticed in all your notebooks, you can see that borders are coming from MS Word only. So sorry. So this is how we can add the border. There is a option which has been shown to you where we see this option that is going in a home page. Then we did about the alignments. You can observe here in the just beside this paint box, we can observe there is option for borders and shading. Okay, so we would be using the border option and we would be clicking it. We would be having lot of options over here and we can explore the same. This is how we can add the paragraph borders. Okay, so here's a question in front of you. For adding paragraphs borders, the button is available in home page. What do you think? Where does this option arrive? Like on home page, title page, file page. What do you think? Yes, exactly. So we are obtaining this option in home page. Just now only I told you that we would be having option in the home page only. So this statement is true. We would be taking on a true option. Okay. So, what do you think the border would cover the entire four walls? Okay, now we discuss about the alignment, we discuss about the border. It is covering entirely four options. Now, there could be some variety also. What do you think? The borders, like borders are making, they are of lining only. Like lines are there, four kind of lines are attaching to each other. They are making, let me show on a whiteboard if you feel confused about the same. Like usually we can see that there are options. It is in a square or rectangular shop. We are having options. So what do you think that in case of that, what we would be doing? Do you think there could be other options for the same? Let us draw a box. Okay, you can see here. This is what I'm talking about, a border. Okay, in between this you can write anything. This is a kind of border. Single lining, which is four lines which are covering some text. So I'm asking is that is there any other style or other pattern could be there for borders? What do you think about that? This is what I was asking for. This is what I hope you are, thinking about it. Yes, you have thought it right. There could be other options also. We would be moving further for the same. We would be using the other options for borders. So there are a lot of patterns for borders. You can see from this option, if we are clicking on this option, that is a border one, and we are obtaining lot of options like border is for bottom, like in header footer we did the for footers. Similarly on bottoms, we can use for bottom, we can use for top, we can use for left and right, and all of these. And you can observe a lot of options. No border is also there, but it is in a border which is just a minor lining which is not even visible to us. And after that you can see the all borders, outside border, the plus. It is like a plus sign, like in a tables also we are having this kind of lining in between. We can write, but the borders are not covered. Okay, so this to this we call it as inside borders. Then inside horizontal borders are there, just only this one, and there are inside verticals also are there. So there are a lot of options for borders. So you were right, there are a lot of options. So the question arrives is, which of the following is not the style of border in MS Word document. You have to identify which is not the style of the same. I'm giving you a few seconds, you can think about it. Yes. Yes, now we have done about the bottom border. We have done about the left border. We have done about the right border. What about the draw border? Have we done this? No. This is not any kind of border we have done, and it doesn't exist in MS Word. So it would be the right answer, but the wrong option. Okay. So we would be clicking on draw border because there is no style of draw border in this. Okay. So now let's pursue to the virtual lab now. So for understanding more about it, let me share you my entire screen so that you can have good idea about the same. Now we would be using shading option. We would be using screen is looking blank. Let me share. Yes, it's better to share the entire screen. Okay. So here what we're gonna do is we would be minimizing this. Then only we could let me stop share first. We would be minimizing. Okay, we cannot minimize. So now let me share my entire screen again. Yes. Now we would be going to the start button. We know that it's a very basic step. Then we would be clicking on Microsoft Word. We would be visiting to the option we would be doing now. That is what we have done today, alignment text. So we will be writing here, we are learning alignment options today. So now I would increase the size of this text because I feel like you are not able to see it properly. Okay. Now, okay, let me write the same. So that now Control C for copy. You should know that you already did that, but still I am telling you. I have control select the entire data, and then I have choose the option Control plus C that for copy, and then I clicked on the downwards option, then I clicked on the control V. So these are the basic short form so that we could save our time. Okay, you can see that. Now what we're gonna do is here you can see is an alignment for left. This is by default. Okay, so we don't have to change the first one. If I'm selecting this option on first line also, it would remain same because we know that we are starting from the left hand side. Now I would be doing the same on the second one, that is for center option. You can observe the change. I have selected the text and I applied on I clicked on the center option for alignment. I received the changes which I was expecting for. Okay, now I'm clicking on the last option. I'm clicking on the right hand side. You can see the change. The alignment has shifted to the right hand side. This is how we could use the alignment option. Now, what about this fourth one? We were discussing about the fourth one. Now, let's select the entire one and I selected the justify. Justify has a rule that I won't be accepting any alignment, but I would be accepting the proper organization. So I require everything in a organized manner. This is what justify option of alignment says. Okay, so this is what you can say is the alignment is justified in a proper manner. So this is what we have done with alignment text. So four of the options we have selected, and now we are clear with the options of alignments. Okay, now let me close the sharing, and now what I gonna do is I would be concluding our today's lesson, that is alignments. Now what we can see is that today we have learned about the alignments in MS Word, which are the alignments or what are the types of alignments, and also we have done how we could add the alignments on the written text. Okay, then after that we have done about the patterns. There were a lot of patterns under the borders, which also we could apply on the boxes. Okay, so after that there is a question I would like to ask for the evaluation. What do you mean by alignment? Yes, you can take few seconds and you can explain for to yourself only. Alignment is basically the arrangement in a form of left side, right side, and center. And justify is also one of them, which is for use for organizing it. And what about the various patterns available in MS Word? We have done for patterns for border. Those were like top, bottom, top border, bottom border, then vertical, horizontal. So all would be coming in the patterns of borders. Okay. So this is what you have done in today's class. So this is a homework in front of you. You have to write the patterns used for inserting borders on the text, and you have to write it on your notebooks. Also, you have to create a document in which you would be writing 4 paragraphs. I have had written the 4 lines, but you would be writing 4 paragraphs. You can write anything of your choice. Like if you want to write some science questions, answers for practice, you can do as well. And for other subjects also. But you have to give the alignment to left, right, and center. Also, you have to use the justified option for exploring, and you can understand it better. Okay, then you have to draw the patterns of borders like left border, right border, and whatever borders we have discussed about, you would be using the same. You would be drawing it on your drawing notebook or practical notebook or wherever you want, like, and you would be using the colors also. Okay, it's up to you totally. So thank you for giving the attention, students. So thank you so much. We are done with today's class. Thank you so much again.